My mom always says a closed mouth does not get fed. If you don't ask for what you want, you won't get it. You can hem and haw and be upset because this opportunity is there, but it's not paying what you want. But if you want something else, ask for it. Okay? That's number one. I have a few things I want to share. We are looking for an administrative assistant, primarily to work remotely for us. Very simple tasks. Being a new business owner and entrepreneur, I'm still sort of learning how to navigate roles and when we are like filling positions or filling needs for the business. So I was calling it like, hey, we need like an intern, right? So I was using the term intern, just sort of filling it out, trying to describe, because it's something that's so light, just some light administrative work, no more than 20 hours a month, not a week, a month, right? To basically manage my business partner and I's our schedule, just sort of set like tasks for us for the week, like, hey, you guys, do this, and do some quick reading of emails and saying, hey, someone should respond to this, give a response, hey, I'll look into this and get back with you, and then like brief us and sort of give us our marching orders, but on a very low-key basis. So our social media manager, i.e. our boss, Jenny, right? So we were asking her, she's like, yeah, just post the listing on Facebook, yada, yada, yada. So this is what we did. So at first I kind of put like internship, and because I put an hourly wage. So let me just preface this by saying I put an hourly wage because I was just sort of throwing it out there like this general, because it is more of like a independent contractor position. So we're like, no more than maybe 15 to 20 hours a month. So someone could definitely like negotiate. So many people were like, so I put $10 an hour, but if you actually read the job description, so it's paid, it's like something light, it's internship, and I was giving how many hours per month, and up to, I was like no more than 20 hours a month. So I didn't mean like literally $10, like we were looking like, hey, because you may work maybe 1 to 2 hours a week on the tasks that we need, if that. So just making it something where, so someone was like, minimum wage is $15 an hour. And it's like, yes, I'm aware of that. You're trying to devaluate people and take advantage of them. And I was like, so I'm like, well, it's definitely, so I've come to find out internship is not the correct term, right? So we're looking for someone who is an independent contractor and a freelance. So someone who does administrative work freelance, a virtual administrative assistant, someone who's going to work remotely, primarily, remotely, take care of the tasks that we need without too much direction, and just basically figure out what our needs are and using their own logic and skill set to complete those tasks, right? So I was like, okay, but at the end of the day, so I said all that. So that's a setup, y'all. That was a setup. So I said all that to say this. I was telling, so one of the young ladies, like, this is terrible. It's unbelievable how you could post this. And so I was like, well, that's awesome, because anyone has the right. So I have been in a position where I've looked for a job and I've read the job description, I've seen what the pay is, and I definitely was like, if that did not fit my criteria, I had the right not to apply, right? I had the right not to apply. I wasn't worried whether or not I felt like there was some conspiracy. And not that you shouldn't stand up for people's rights, but I'm speaking specifically to those of us that are out here. We are grinding. Maybe we're building our business and we're working our square. We're working a 9 to 5, right? One thing I want to encourage you, because it's going to do you a service, both in your regular, in the corporate sector, or when you are running your own business. And that is, let me just pour this tea for you really quick. Everything is negotiable. Nothing is ever set in stone until you set it in stone. Okay? When I began to really be comfortable in my skill set and I knew what I was worth, anytime that I had ever had to apply for a position, I always would shoot high. I would ask for what I knew I was worth. And because my mom always says a closed mouth does not get fed. If you don't ask for what you want, you won't get it. You can hem and haw and be upset because this opportunity is there, but it's not paying what you want. But if you want something else, ask for it. Okay? That's number one. So, and number two is, if you don't understand about being freelance and about being contract, you also have the right. You are the person, you have way more control as someone that's working freelance. You have way more control than someone that's maybe applying for a position that they're locked into and locked to that company. Because when you're freelance, you're only completing those specific tasks. You're doing something on a project level, right? So as someone who is a contracted hire, which means I agree to do, I'm rolling into my driveway. I agree to do a certain job for a certain amount. So if that person had taken the time to actually read the job description, they would have seen that it would have been up to 20 hours a month. Had they done the math, they would have figured that we were looking to pay someone maybe around $200 a month. Now, this is what we're throwing out there. Anyone has the right, when we are interviewing, you interview someone, you say, you know what, I really like you guys, I really want to help out, but you know what, I'd love to do this, but I'm going to need $300 a month. If we like them and it's in our budget, we might say, you know what, and so then that changes the game, because I don't know if anyone knows this or not, but that changes how much we're paying this person an hour if they work up to 20 hours a month. So it's all about, what will you open your mouth and ask for? What will you negotiate? If you want to start your business, you got to be able to negotiate. You can't be afraid to ask for what you want. You can't be afraid to think, I'm going to lose this person, or I won't get this job if I open my mouth. If you don't ask, or if they don't want to give it to you, then the job wasn't for you. But people, so it was eye-opening. And let me say this. So I had 2 people actually make comments on our job posting, trying to basically criticize us for how much we were paying an hour. 2 people criticized us, but we had over 20 applicants actually apply for the position. And upon further inspection, as I was reading the comments on the people that were complaining, I realized that they had not read the post in full. And part of my post was being extremely detail-oriented and being able to multitask. So I'm actually glad that they did not apply, because they've already proven to me that they didn't even take the time to read the job posting. Yeah. So just like in anything, someone who is trying to contract, they have every right to negotiate for what they want. And just like I have the right to screen and see who it is that I want to hire. And trust me, as I was going through the applicants, and I was doing some things. I was setting some things in motion. I was giving them some details in the email to see who was actually reading my emails in full and following the directions. And I was making note of who did that. That was like the first step. That was the interview before the interview. I'm already looking, because I too have the choice on who I give my money to. We have the choice as business owners on who we give our money to. It's all about having choices, and each one of us have a choice. There's power in the choice. You have power. You are not powerless, so you're not sitting here. No one's exploiting you. If you feel like, oh, this is exploitation, someone's trying to take advantage of me, I don't know how that's possible. No one can take advantage of you unless you let them. If someone is giving $10 an hour for a job and you accept that job, is that person exploiting you, or did you allow them to? Because you didn't have to take the job, right? I believe in the minimum wage. I don't want to pay outside of it. It really wasn't the point. The point was in trying to shame someone in a world where, as if people don't have choices. You have choices. And when you know your worth, like I said, we talk about our boss all the time, Jenny. She knows her worth. She's not afraid to ask for what she wants. I don't know what's going on out here. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. If you want to freelance, that's the awesome thing about it. You set how much it is, and you know what you're worth. And I bet you might get 5 no's, or you might get 2 no's and 17 or 18 yeses, because that's what we got. 2 people had something to say. 17 people apply for the position. That's just me. That's my rant. Like, don't be afraid to go after what you want, and don't try to, if you are trying to put energy out here and trying to tell someone how they're exploiting, then that lets us know how much you don't know about the power that you have. See, I don't have time. I definitely believe in a lot of causes. I believe in a lot of activism. It's not that I don't, but I definitely also am wise in knowing how much power that I have. And I don't waste time crying when I already know that I have power. Especially when the power of choice, that applies in almost every point in our lives. I have the power to choose not to, or the power to choose to do anything, or to allow, or whatever the case. The choice is yours, and the choice is mine. And no one can take that away, because it's innate, it's in me, it's mine. No one can ever stop my power of choice. No matter what situation, even someone in prison, there may be many choices that they won't have, but there will still be choices that they still have the ability to make the choice to do. It's all about your choices. I'm done ranting. I'm done talking. I'm just saying. So, we definitely, we're just a different kind. We just have a different kind of corporate culture at J2W. If we have people that's just going to rock with us. But if you come and have something to say, we are going to address it. Because again, people have choices. I explained to the young lady, it's awesome because she didn't have to apply for the job if she didn't like it. And what is awesome and powerful about freelance people and people that are independent contractors is they have the power to negotiate. So that's it. That's my rant. I'm your girl. It's Friday. It's Friday. It is the 20th of March. In the midst of the zombie apocalypse, everybody stay healthy, stay safe, support your local businesses, and exercise your freedom of choice.